knocked around a little bit today. Boulders 1, 2, and 3 have seen some tops for sure. Boulder 4 has been holding out. So you probably hear in the background, the crowd is very, very excited to welcome
Janja Garnbret of Slovenia and Tomoa Narasaki of Japan, 2 Olympic qualified athletes. Janja, arguably the most dominant female boulder on the circuit.
7 World Cup wins in a row up until not being here last weekend.
2019 season won every bouldering World Cup, which had not been done before.
Never been done.
And so honestly, it was so much fun to watch the minute she topped the boulder. Wow!
And that's why you're looking at the difference at the top of the elite scale of Janja just being a little bit more explosive and a little bit more powerful and a little bit more certain of her movements.
I like that you just said that, certain of her movements. I've never seen someone commit so much to...
A bit of a shrug and a wave, I think, at the same time. I tried for you.
He gave it his all.
I gave it everything I had.
That's what you want, right? You want to be able to fight and give it your all, and hopefully it works out that you top all the boulders.
Exactly. So now we have no one on boulder number 1, so we're moving along the wall. So we are now focused down on 3 boulders, and this is just how it goes. So the end of the round goes the way the start of the round did, and it slowly gets more and more calm until you get the last couple of climbers climbing on their own in front of the crowd.
It's so rare to see Janja fall. In fact, in 2019, she fell twice in the whole season. So, and this is now her 3rd fall of the competition. So
it's remarkable.
It is remarkable because she is just that good. Natalia Grossman quickly into this chimney section of women's number 3. Let's see if she can figure out that beta early on, as we've seen so many of the women dance back and forth between these 2 holds, trying to figure out how exactly they get in the right position to get to that finish hold.
The leaderboard has been swinging around on the women's side for sure. Oriana Berton, I think, will be surprised to learn she's still at the top. Janja, making no mistake, the 2nd time. One swing to figure out how far that toe hook was, and then just carefully using the sidewall here. Not intended, but confident.
A very Janja thing to do, right? Not the intended beta, and dumping everybody.
So here I mean, it looks like Janja is in 5th place, but it's only because she's 2 boulders behind.
Yeah.
So just wait for
it's
her to climb.
It's a great place to be when you've just started your round.
Exactly.
Is already in 5th, and that's where she expects to be, right? Is already up in the top 6, just having climbed 2 boulders.
She's a generational talent.
Maybe she will find this little hip placement right off the bat. That would be awesome to see. Nicely up into the mantle. She's so good at these kind of coordination moves. Yeah. Trusts her feet and can hold swings really well. Ooh. She jumped off of her left foot instead of her right foot.
Twisted around a little bit. It was a good look at the top angle there. Shows you what kind of angle you're dealing with on the wall.
Natalia quickly up at the top. Inside flagging early. Now that could be interesting. We haven't even seen anyone try an inside flag on any part of the boulder, but if she saves it for the top, it might be better.
Good catch. And
looks like
about the
she's going to match feet. Tomoa just running through this boulder.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, looking to the crowd.
Give him a hard one.
Yeah, give me a hard boulder.
Janja again going off the left foot. Ooh. This is surprising. Usually she adjusts quickly, especially with that kind of a move. But we'll see if she jumps off her right foot this next time. It just puts you in a better position to catch that swing. Because right now, like you said, she keeps getting twisted up as when she lands on that foothold.
Yeah, this is the subtlety of this level of climbing. It might seem it wouldn't make a difference to jump off your left foot or your right foot, but it changes your hip position. It changes the way you're rotating and how much force you're putting into that outside swing that you need to handle. So it does make a difference.
See if she makes the adjust. Still going off the left, but I mean, if anyone's gonna make it happen, it's Janja, and
wrestle it into submission.
Yeah, she's like, no, it's gonna work this way.
Does it look like she's trying to go? She's about to wind up for a muscle up?
No, I think she was just getting comfortable. Let's see if she figures out to throw the hip in though, right off the bat.
Just staring
She's
at the
taking
distance.
a moment though, which is smart.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
It's calculating. She's looking up to see how far she needs to travel. Can I lock myself in here? Take a little. Oh, she reached for the chalk bag that's not there.
Oh. Whoops. Forgot the chalk bag. Oh, remember when her chalk bag fell off in Boulder? And then she just did the route anyway.
She's like, unconcerned, I'll deal with that. Now, this is the highest, I would argue, we've seen the right foot placements.
She tried with the knee, so maybe she'll find the hip. She's got the right idea, at least, to not fully commit to getting wedged with both of her legs in between that chimney. Just needs to flip that left hand down and bring the right foot up and just place the hip in. It sounds so simple, but it's just hard to figure out. Gonna mantle?
Gonna mantle my own knee.
Natalia Grossman trying to figure out how to do this match. She just needs to really press into it. Nicely done.
Really composed top from Natalia Grossman.
We'll see if that puts her up into the top 6.
Showing the poise that she had last weekend. Wonderful to see.
Janja's still trying to figure out how to get. She's like kind of laughing. What is going on?
What is happening here? It's a route at this point. She's been on the wall for 2 minutes.
And good thing she has so much endurance. And in reality, she doesn't necessarily need to have chalk in order to get to the top. It does look like she's about to wind up and try to go dynamically.
Stick it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, she's like, but I don't think it's the best idea.
But I'm going to try anyway because I've been standing here forever. She might walk away.
There is a chance she might. I mean, I feel like she doesn't generally walk away from boulders, but
Nikolai Uzhnik here. This is going to left foot, even without generating force, that left foot is so insecure. It's the 3rd time he's slipped on it while just trying to stand. It's so frustrating. The men's field is tight. 3 tops.
Classic Janja jump, and she's so good at holding that body position. Just like, that's what she was trying to do, is jump into
the
it.
Position.
Great effort by Janja Garnbret, putting on a really
closer to the line for him. So when you look back, you sort of put the pieces together of your round and say, if I had done this and if I had done that, and it's hard not to look at every boulder and say, well, if I had done this one, well, if I had topped them all, I'd be sitting up at the top with Sean Bailey right now.
So true.
Tomorrow Narasaki, just brushing boulder number 4. See if he can make it a clean 4.
Janja Garnbret steps up for women's number 4.
Doesn't take a lot of time to look at the boulder, and that's also, she moves quickly from the mat to the start of the boulder. You see just a few decisions, left, right, left. That's pretty common.
Yeah, right.
What am I going to do?
Just nicely. It's funny because this almost climbs like a ladder, especially if you do it properly. And we saw a lot of the women trying to go out of sequence, which honestly just made it harder. It's just kind of a nasty climb. It's going to hurt your hands, and you're going to really have to stand on your feet.
And deal with it.
See if she can figure out
Will you get your inside flag?
Oh, yes! The inside flag! Nicely done, Janja Garnbret with a top. Finishing that.
A few degrees in the decision to tip farther to the left. And now we're going to see if Janja can flash this boulder as we have become accustomed to. My fault.
I had nothing to do with that.
My fault. 21 gold medals across all disciplines. A remarkable career so far from the young athlete. 22 years old.
It is so wild to think that she's only 22. She's accomplished more than most people will in their entire career in just a few years. And really is the dominant force in climbing. I've been referring to her as the Michael Phelps of climbing.
That's a good one, yeah.
I mean, she is so dominant, and people expect to see amazing things from her, and she doesn't disappoint. She is such a fantastic climber, understands movement so well, and she's so strong.
And it's gonna.
And that
the only other option.
That is such a typical Janja move where she does it differently than everybody else, and it's just because she can.
Yeah.
Right? She just makes it work. She understands what she's good at, what her body's capable of. Sure, there's the barn door that might
those scoopy holds are at their best right in the middle of the shape. That's where there's the most depth, and the largest scoop. So we'll see what Janja can do, faced with boulder number 2.
Gets right on the boulder, always very quick to get on the boulders. I feel like she is very intentional with how she reads things, and I feel like she pays attention to what her plan, like she comes out and she knows what her plan is immediately. We'll see other athletes take a second and kind of rework what they're gonna do. A little slip up there, but she definitely can fix it. Now, this is an interesting beta, going with that toe hook on the left side versus the right side.
Yeah, sort of a
nicely through.
Yeah, great example
yeah.
of how great her hand strength is. That
exactly.
was not the cleanest we've seen that move done, but of no matter to Janja.
Just needs to keep it together here, go high enough, hold that swing, and just a slow press over. Nice lock off into that top hold. Nicely done by Janja Garnbret.
Good stuff. So she is going to sit behind Natalia and Brooke, based solely on tiny mistakes, because she does have that gear to go and find.
Exactly, and tough rounds are part of the game, right? It's easy to, succeed when your rounds are going so well, but it's you learn more. You learn this resilience and that extra try-hard ability from those rounds that break you down a bit more. So it's a good life skill to have if you want to stay around on this circuit the way she has.
Yeah. And even for you, in the gym at home when you're getting frustrated by a boulder and you want to walk away and maybe you just want to try it next time, go back and give it one more shot. Put a little bit of that try hard that Miho just showed us and see how much that'll improve your climbing. Just a little finger flex to make sure that everything is in optimal position.
A little more wind to the fingers before she sets up for this last move. Reading this boulder nicely, going into it very dynamically. I was hoping she would do that. Now, she definitely had the top. It's funny when people slip after they've established on the top, it then makes it seem as though they didn't, but she definitely had the top. I wouldn't argue with that.
No, me neither.
I mean, likely someone will still appeal because that's what happens. But if I
into the Olympics, and we're down to it. Janja Garnbret, the last climber in the round. Unexpectedly for her, gold medal is off the table, but a silver medal is on the table. And just wait and see what Janja can do here.
I'm interested to see specifically what her approach is to that dynamic move in the middle. It also looks like she kind of forgot about that arete there for a second, but a nice quick fix right there. But I could see, I almost could see her doing more of what Miho just did with that palm press, but perhaps she'll just jump right to the zone hold, but we'll have to see. We're about to see. Straight to the zone hold. Perfectly executed. Going to take a second and compose herself.
Yeah, in control. You are going to see Janja Garnbret looking great on this last boulder.
Very nicely done. I just love how smooth her movements are. It's every time she does something, the rest of her body reacts so quickly, and that is just something that cannot be learned easily. That is so specific to her climbing style, and it's so cool to see.
We're absolutely privileged to have been able to watch her climb, and just because she's not in a gold medal position because you expected her to be, because she's done it so many times, Natalia Grossman needed to. So here's a look at our leaderboard. Brooke Rabitou in third. Presentation here. From Slovenia, your silver medalist Janja Garnbret. And once again, second comp in a row. Look at that smile. Natalia Grossman, the roof, if there was one, would be coming off. Natalia Grossman winning back-to-back in Salt Lake City. Great look at the excitement in the crowd here. They cannot stop smiling. This is a real wonderful, wonderful arrival performance. Showing the American pro